why he won't look away. 5. Psychology facts about male eye contact backed by research. Have you ever been talking to a man who simply won't break eye contact? Not in an uncomfortable way, but in a way that makes the moment feel more intense, more focused, almost magnetic. Suddenly, the conversation feels deeper. The silence between words feels heavier. And you start wondering, what exactly is he trying to say without speaking? Is it attraction, confidence, dominance, or is there something much deeper happening inside the human brain? Because according to psychology and neuroscience, eye contact is one of the most powerful nonverbal signals humans have. It can spark attraction, establish authority, build trust, or reveal a hidden desire for connection. Today, we're going to break down 5 fascinating, research-backed psychology facts that explain why a man holds eye contact and what it might really mean. Eye contact can trigger the brain's attraction chemistry. Let's start with the explanation most people assume first: attraction. If you've ever felt a spark during prolonged eye contact, that reaction isn't just in your imagination. In fact, biology may be playing a major role behind the scenes. When two people maintain mutual gaze, the brain can release powerful neurochemicals that influence emotional bonding. One of those chemicals is phenylethylamine, often associated with the feeling of falling in love. This compound stimulates the release of dopamine, the brain's reward neurotransmitter, the same chemical that creates feelings of excitement and pleasure. Another important chemical involved is oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone or the cuddle hormone. Oxytocin is strongly linked to trust, emotional connection, and attachment between people. In other words, when a man holds eye contact with someone he's attracted to, his brain may literally be reinforcing the emotional connection. But the story gets even more fascinating. In a famous psychological experiment, researchers asked pairs of strangers to look directly into each other's eyes for 2 minutes. No talking, just sustained eye contact. After the experiment, many participants reported unexpected feelings of emotional closeness and even romantic attraction toward their partner. 2 minutes. That's all it took. Why does this happen? Because prolonged eye contact creates a moment of psychological vulnerability. Humans instinctively guard their emotions, but when two people lock eyes, they temporarily drop those defenses. It's an intimate signal that says, "I see you. I'm paying attention. You matter right now." And in a world full of distractions, phones, notifications, screens, that kind of focused attention is incredibly powerful. So sometimes when a man holds your gaze, his brain might be sending a very simple message: out of everyone here, you're the one I'm focused on. 2. Eye contact is also a signal of confidence and dominance, but attraction isn't the only reason someone maintains strong eye contact. Sometimes it's about power. Psychologists have long studied how nonverbal behavior communicates status within social hierarchies. And one of the most consistent findings is this: people who maintain eye contact are often perceived as more confident and dominant. In one classic psychological study, researchers discovered that individuals who made more eye contact during interactions were consistently rated as more powerful, more assertive, more competent, more leadership-oriented. Even more interesting, observers often assumed these individuals were more intelligent, regardless of what they were actually saying. Why does eye contact produce that perception? Because breaking eye contact too quickly can signal uncertainty or submission. Think about many everyday situations. During a job interview, the candidate who confidently maintains eye contact often appears more capable. During negotiations, the person who holds a steady gaze can appear more composed and self-assured. In debates, eye contact can signal, "I'm not intimidated." For men in particular, this dynamic can be especially strong because traditional social conditioning often associates masculinity with confidence, leadership, and status signaling. However, there's a delicate balance. Too little eye contact can appear insecure, but too much eye contact can feel intimidating. If someone stares without natural breaks, it can trigger discomfort because the brain begins interpreting the gaze as a challenge rather than connection. This is why confident communicators typically follow an unspoken rhythm. Look, speak, briefly glance away, reconnect. It keeps the interaction natural while still signaling confidence. So if a man maintains steady eye contact during a conversation, especially in professional settings, he may simply be communicating one thing: I'm comfortable in this moment. 3. Men and women often use eye contact differently. Another fascinating layer of this topic involves gender differences in communication styles. Research suggests that men and women may interpret and use eye contact in different ways, partly due to both biology and social conditioning. Some studies examining infant behavior found that higher levels of prenatal testosterone exposure were associated with less frequent eye contact during infancy. This doesn't mean men avoid eye contact entirely, of course, but it suggests that sustained, direct gazing may not come as naturally to many men as it does to women, and this difference continues into adulthood. In communication studies, researchers found something surprising during negotiation experiments. When two unfamiliar women negotiated while maintaining eye contact, their conversations tended to become more cooperative and productive. But when two unfamiliar men did the same thing, the results were often the opposite. Eye contact actually increased tension and discomfort, and negotiations improved when the participants focused more on the task rather than looking directly at each other. Why? Because many boys grow up engaging socially side by side rather than face to face. They play sports together, build things together, or work on shared tasks. Communication often happens while looking outward toward the activity rather than directly at each other. Girls, on the other hand, are more likely to socialize through face-to-face conversations, which naturally involves more eye contact. Over time, these patterns shape how eye contact is interpreted. For many men, prolonged eye contact with another man can subconsciously signal competition or challenge, but when directed toward a woman, the meaning shifts. The same behavior may become a signal of interest or intimacy. Recent research exploring something called the cone of direct gaze adds another layer. This concept refers to the range in which someone perceives another person's gaze as being directed at them. Some individuals have a wide cone of gaze. They easily interpret eye contact as directed toward them. Others have a narrow one. They only perceive eye contact when it is extremely direct. Interestingly, studies have found that men with very narrow gaze perception sometimes report higher feelings of loneliness and stronger needs for social belonging. This suggests that when a man maintains eye contact, he may also be seeking a subtle confirmation. Do you see me too? Eye contact becomes not just a signal, but a search for connection. Eye contact shapes how we judge someone's character beyond attraction and dominance. Eye contact plays a powerful role in how we judge someone's personality and integrity. Within seconds of meeting someone, our brains begin forming impressions about who they are. Are they trustworthy? Confident? Competent? Much of this judgment happens through nonverbal cues, and eye contact is one of the most influential. Psychological research consistently shows that people who maintain natural eye contact during conversations are often perceived as more honest, more intelligent, more trustworthy, more emotionally engaged. This perception is deeply rooted in human evolutionary psychology. In the natural world, animals often avoid direct eye contact when they feel threatened or submissive. Humans, inherited some of these instincts. When someone constantly looks away, our brains may unconsciously wonder, are they hiding something? That's why phrases like shifty eyes have become universal indicators of suspicion. On the other hand, when someone comfortably meets your gaze, it signals openness. It suggests transparency. It communicates that they have nothing to hide. However, cultural differences also play an important role. In many Western cultures, direct eye contact is associated with confidence and sincerity, but in some Asian cultures, prolonged eye contact, especially toward authority figures, can be interpreted as disrespectful or confrontational. So while the psychological mechanisms behind eye contact may be universal, the interpretation can vary across cultures. Still, in most everyday interactions, when a man maintains eye contact during conversation, he may simply be sending a powerful nonverbal message, "You can trust me." 5. Eye contact is part of a psychological dance of intimacy. To fully understand eye contact, psychologists often refer to a theory known as equilibrium theory, proposed by researchers Michael Argyle and Janet Dean. According to this theory, humans naturally maintain a balance between different forms of intimacy during interactions. These include physical distance, eye contact, tone of voice, conversation, depth. When one of these factors increases, another often decreases to keep the interaction comfortable. For example, if two people stand very close together, they may reduce eye contact to avoid overwhelming intimacy. But if someone maintains close proximity and strong eye contact at the same time, they are effectively raising the emotional intensity of the moment. This creates a powerful shift in the interaction. It pushes the conversation from casual into something more meaningful and sometimes more vulnerable. When a man maintains steady eye contact while discussing personal topics, he may be signaling a desire to move beyond surface-level conversation. He's saying, "Let's go deeper." There's also an evolutionary reason why eye contact is so effective. Humans have a unique feature in their eyes called the sclera, the bright white area surrounding the iris. Unlike most primates, the human sclera is highly visible, making it extremely easy to see where someone is looking. Anthropologists believe this evolved to improve cooperation and communication among humans. In other words, our eyes were literally designed to be read by other people. When someone looks directly at you, they are using one of the most ancient communication tools our species possesses. So what does it really mean when a man holds your gaze? It could mean attraction. It could signal confidence. It could be a subtle assertion of dominance, or it might simply mean something far more human. He's fully present with you in that moment. And in today's world, where attention is constantly divided, that kind of presence has become incredibly rare. The next time someone holds eye contact with you, pause for a moment. Instead of immediately interpreting it, observe the feeling behind it. Because sometimes a glance can reveal more than words ever could. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden psychology behind everyday human behavior, make sure to subscribe to Awaken Mindset. Because the more you understand human psychology, the more clearly you begin to see the world and the people in it.